everybody. I'm Patrick Shaka, Editor-in-Chief of Yachting Magazine. We are here today at the Miami International Boat Show. I'm here with Rock Babarovich, Business Development Manager for Cantiere del Pardo in Italy, and we are here on board the new Pardo Endurance 60. It's their new flagship, and we're here to talk with Rock all about the new flagship. So, Rock, good to see you this morning.
Thank you, Patrick. Good to see you too.
So, the Pardo Endurance 60, your new flagship, you have a line of boats that goes from...
We have a line of boats that goes from 38 and all the way to 60 feet today. So we have three different ranges. One is a walk-around range where we have three models, a 38, 43, and a 50. We've recently introduced a new endurance range where we've started with the 60-footer, which is this one that we're on today. And then we have a very interesting new range called GT, where a new 52 is being in the water tested as we speak. So the world premiere is going to be in Cannes of the 52 GT, and then we'll bring it here to Fort Lauderdale as well.
So this Endurance 60, your new flagship that we're discussing here today, how did that project develop and kind of what's the mission of this boat?
Well, the mission of this boat is to offer to our Pardo clients a bit more livability than the walk-around range. So we emphasize a lot the outside space, interior living space where the owner is enjoying his time, together with a longer distance cruising. So the boat is still very much a Pardo. It offers a lot of open airspace in the back, in cockpits, easy access to the water, a low stern area, so you're not very high above the water. And there's a lot of very good and super nice new features that we have, especially with the openable terraces. We like to talk about interior also, the speaks with exterior. We have these amazing side windows that open on both sides where you create practically two bars so you can serve people on both sides. And then on top of that we have two additional zones where people can, separate themselves a little bit and isolate, maybe read a book, which is a sport fly on top. And then we have a bow area which is very nice with the sitting area where you can put a table or maybe an umbrella. So all in all, it's very much an owner's boat. IPS driven, Volvo, to make it comfortable, easy to use, good performance, low consumption, which is important today, especially for the sustainability, which is where we focus a lot in the company. And this brings me also to the fact that the boat is already hybrid ready. So we've designed the engine room to be able to fit the new hybrid Volvo system as soon as it's ready. So we put a lot of focus on that.
So you were talking about one of the big things about this boat is the alfresco spaces. And one of the ones that when you first step on the boat catches my eye is your cockpit space and the fact that you have these fold-out terraces that increases your available real estate by quite a bit. So you said that the beam of this boat is 16.
Well, it's exactly what I was going to express before. I mean, the amazing thing is that this is a 60-footer with 16.56 feet. You always struggle a little bit transforming meters to feet. But then as soon as you open the terraces, we're talking about 25, 26 feet of beam on a 60-footer. And that gives you enormous amount of space outside. And this is a feature that our owners fell in love with. I mean, most of the buyers that we have, because we've sold a little over 25 boats already, are Pardo.
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things that, like I said, in addition to now you have this extra 9 feet of space, so you gain a lot of square footage in your cockpit, but then you also have the galley aft, and then you have, with the doors open, you have this is one big entertainment area,
yes,
inside out.
Absolutely, and this is what I said before, interior is speaking with exterior. So we wanted to create a beautiful galley inside where you're a bit more protected, but you're still very much connected to the outside area where your guests are. And this is important, especially in Italy, where we like to spend time in the galleys and do our meals well. It's an important part of the day. And I think it's very similar here in the United States, gathering, spending time together with your friends and being close to them, not needing your stewardesses and chefs to do this for you while you're somewhere away from the galley.
So the endurance part of the Endurance 60, this boat is about cruising, it's about range. And so with these IPS diesels that you have in here, what kind of performance are you seeing with the boat?
Well, we have two different engine options. Standard engine option comes with the IPS 700, and then the one we're on is with the IPS 800. So the idea was to study the hull design which would offer longer distances, which means it has to perform with lower speeds as well. So as soon as you go for IPS, you're somewhat constrained already with the hull design that you need to use to be able to offer the best performance with IPS. So what we did very well here is designed a boat which is capable of doing long distances between 8 to 10, 12, 13, 14 knots. But at the same time, we can cruise at 18, 20, 21, maxing out to up to 25 knots. So the boat is not limited to low speeds, but it does offer long ranges at lower speeds, where it feels also comfortable. It has very good directional stability, along with the stabilizers that we offer, which are a must today with all the customers for comfort, not that the boat really needs it. So long distance cruising from 8 to 12 knots, and then obviously normal cruising, faster cruising from 18 to 22, max out to 25 knots.
So at that 8-knot speed, what kind of range are we seeing?
We're doing over 1,000 miles. So we would be doing 1,100 miles with it.
Wow, okay, that's significant range. So if you're going to be traveling those kind of distances, you need to be comfortable. And one of the things, again, when I stepped on board, I went down below, and I was actually, because if you know Pardos, they have a walk-around design. So I was surprised in a very impressive way how much space you have below it. So how did you incorporate that? I mean, you get into that master stateroom and it's massive.
Yeah, well, that's a very good point, because the history of our company is we're sailors. So we go way back to 1973, and when you're designing and building sailing boats, every inch of the boat is important. So you need to really make sure that the usability of space is the best as possible. And we've implemented that on power boats as well. So when we design boats, we not only do everything in 3D, we also build mock-ups. So the reason we build mock-ups is because we want to really make sure that every space that we've created is maximized. So on this boat particularly, we have a full beam owner cabin, which is beautiful, with a nice separate shower and toilet, area for lounging, reading a book, a queen size bed, with nice windows on both sides, which means that we focused a lot on the owner. At the same time, VIP is very generous, where you can have 2 separate beds or a nice comfortable queen bed. And then the third cabin with 2 separate single beds is also very generous. On top of it, every cabin has its own bathroom and toilet, completely separate. And then if the owner wants to have some help, there's also space in the back for 2 crew members. They also have their own separate shower and toilet, which means there's a lot of comfort on board. And that goes together with spending more time on board, going long distance cruising, having enough fridges. Only this galley has 4 or 5 fridges, and then with 2 more in the cockpit, 2 more on the fly, which means your drinks will always be cold. This is important.
So for somebody who's interested in Endurance 60 and they want to personalize it, what kind of options are available to them?
Most of our clients very much personalize their boats because they want to put their own touch to it. So from the exterior colors, metallic, non-metallic, to interior fabrics that they can choose, inside, outside. We have different type of curtains. We have electric curtains as well, also on this boat. Different wood selections, from the floor to the normal, basically vertical surfaces that we have. So there's a lot that they can choose from to really personalize and make sure they do their own new yacht.
Well, that's awesome. So if people wanted to find out more about whether it's the Endurance 60 or the other Pardo yachts in your line, where would they go to find more information?
Well, the best is to go to our official website, pardoyachts.com. This is where you will get all the information. Our social networks are super nice, so there's a lot of videos and new material there weekly. I think that would be also a good way to find more information. And then on top of this, we're always available for whoever wants to have more information, either through our representatives, where we have, in US, we have 7 dealers. They are based in East Florida, West Florida, then we have up Northeast, New York, Midlands, and then the Great Lakes. And we have a very good dealer also on the West Coast, and then in Mexico. So we are well covered all over the United States.
Fantastic. Rock, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your time on board the Endurance 60 today. It was a pleasure to see this boat.
It's a pleasure to have you here, guys.
Waiting, and it's just been a fantastic boat. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, this is Patrick Shaka from Yachting Magazine, signing off from the Miami International Boat Show. But stay tuned for more, because more is coming.